Hi, it's Tony and Lati Casa Esmeralda, and today I am sowing, planting some fall winter vegetable. It's been an amazing almost 2 weeks here of just sunshine and no rain. There was like one day and it was just a few drops for like a minute and then it went away, and that was last week. But now the weather just cleared out, an absolutely gorgeous sunset today. So it is evening time, September 11, 2018, and I have a free bin that I've been working on, and I went down to the garden center. I like to plant organic, but to find organic seeds or places that sell organic sometimes doesn't work unless I order online. It's a lot easier for me just to go down to the garden center and then look at a wide variety of the orto vegetables they grow here. So I am doing this one today, which is the bloomin' finocchio or the fennel, and then I want to get some more onions, so I'm gonna do this one, and I'm gonna hold back some half and half. I'm gonna plant later on in the greenhouse, and I found that when I've tried to plant the onions in the greenhouse, actually before summer, I never got any onions. And then there was like one night when it got when the earthquake and wild Ferragosto storm was in northern Italy, all over Italy, and the Adriatic here, and one night it just got cold, and then the next day I got onions. So I've had onions actually growing in the greenhouse, and they take a while to get started. And it's kind of funny here too, because the winter time I have onions are stored, and then all of a sudden I wake up in the morning, it's cold, and I have onions that are sprouted about a finger long or something like that. So onions, they kind of do their own thing. Sometimes you don't get onions for 3-4 months, and all of a sudden they like to spring up themselves. And then there's this onion dorada or chipola, and so I'm trying this bloomin', which is nice. And then for the third time around, zucchini, which has not really given me a lot of zucchini this year. I've had success in planting the Zucca Lungo. So, okay, so this one, and then this is the Franchi, which I'm hoping works pretty good. So I tried a different Zucca Lungo, and this is the first time I'm trying the Franchi zucchini. So I tried a different one before, the zucchini. Let's just take a look around a bit first. So we've had Zucca Lungo, which has been a really big success, and there's Zucca Lungo still popping up everywhere. And then I've been kind of working on this bin, and I've been thinking on how I'm gonna plant this, and then this Zucca Lungo is totally taking over this orange tree, and there's an orange popping up here from the winter, from the cold weather, from the Ferragosto in mid-August when there was the storm that one night. So there's Zucca Lungos, they're popping up everywhere here for some reason or another, which is okay. And there's another Zucca Lungo here. There's lots of them. So if the weather holds out and I just keep watering them, hopefully I get Zucca Lungo. And some of this Zucca Lungo is dying off because it's already given me fruit, as you see behind here. There's another Zucca Lungo going down here. So I gotta hurry up and eat these, or I gotta hurry up and can them. But these Zucca Lungos, they hold for a long time actually. On the vine they can go for like a month, even if they're ready. They're still edible, or you can use the seeds and then replant them. The weather has been really good, so as long as I get, like today, the 29 Celsius temperature or close to 30s, I'm still gonna get tomatoes, but maybe I'm not gonna get red tomatoes, and I'm gonna have to pick them when they're green and then let them ripen up themselves on a newspaper on the kitchen table or something of that sort. Like over here, as I was expecting them to get ripe, but I noticed in the morning time here I have about at least a good 2-3 hours of shade here from these big olive trees, and it has not really given me the heat that I really want. So they have not really gotten ripe and they're staying green. So I'm kind of like, well, maybe I'll wait. Today is Tuesday, maybe I'll wait till Friday or Saturday and I'll see, and I maybe just have to pick them as it is. But there's about 10 kilos of these nice Roma tomatoes in here in this bin growing. So there's more. There's like all full of these Pomodoris. They're all down here. There's like bunches and bunches, like dozens and dozens in here, which has really been phenomenal. But they've kind of stopped growing because the heat, the 30+ degree heat, is not really here. But I think I still have the temperature to do the fennel and the onions today, because I've seen people here seed and fennel in October and then actually pull out fennel in January. So I'm gonna give it a try, and I'm just gonna hold back some seeds, and then if that doesn't work, I'm just gonna plant them in the greenhouse here, and I'll have a little bit less. So yeah, these Zucca Lungos, they have really taken off, giving me lots of fruit vegetable, like this salami kind of Zucca Lungo here, which is really grown. And it seems the bees are also coming back. A lot of the bees are in here. They've been trying to get into the greenhouse. Maybe they're trying to collect to get a new hive going. Down on the other side in my back property, my fruit, all my khaki trees, so all my khakis, which are the persimmons, they're all being eaten by my bees again. So most of my persimmons are gone unless I pick them green. But I do want my bees to come back, because that is the most important thing right now. So, but I think this guy has got to go. He's really big, and he's just I gotta eat this next. And there's another one in here somewhere. Yeah, there's another one up here. Oh yeah, the bees are just here. So maybe they are trying to start another hive or get another hive going. So, and I've seen the bees actually attack the ants, and the ants have, most of the ants, over 90% of the ants that were here, I had thousands of ants crawling on the Zucca Lungo, and they've all gone. And I've used several methods, and one is the chickens. I've had the chickens in here like every day. Every day I've had the chickens in here, and I've let them come in here for like 10 minutes, and they really did clean up work. And I have not today, this morning, really seen any ants in here whatsoever, and everything's still growing. There's more tomatoes that are growing. I gotta harvest the melanzani, the eggplant, and then there's the peppers, which are all growing, and also the bananas. Well, let's just take a look in here right now. So it's kind of cool. And also from my back spring, I managed to catch a couple frogs, and the frogs have been in here, and they've really ravaged away at the ants, and the temperature's been a lot cooler now. So I think these are the peppers, and I'm hoping they are peppers. So I'm hoping to plant that. And things are getting a little crowded in here. Things are still growing, and I want to keep the greenhouse door closed. See, the bananas are right here now, and I gotta maybe transplant out some bananas and possibly split it, because some are 3 and some are 1. So the bananas are really coming along good. These are the Bananas Argento, which are from India. A friend of mine is from India, and he has a banana plantation there, and he sent me these seeds, so I'm hoping they will grow really good. All the best, right? And I still got more tomatoes growing for some reason or another, and these I gotta do some gardening work in here. So anyways, and the herbs have been growing good. Got lots and lots of herbs, and unfortunately the bulb radish, the barbabietola, is a majority of the seeds. I think they got a little bit too wet by putting them over there, and they've gotten all mushy and they've grown sort of moldy now. So I'm not too happy right now about what's going on with this, and this is why I don't like planting in these flats. And I did this last year, and the same thing happened with the tomato, with the carrots, and all of a sudden spring came around and I had like 200 carrots. So I have to leave the flat like this all winter, or wait, you know, and just gonna leave it like it is and not have any irrigation on it and let it dry out, because it's too wet right now. So be careful when you plant and things get too wet and you have automatic irrigation and the temperature changes and goes down. And I wanted to keep it always a little wet and moist, and it didn't go. And this one here too is the ants got totally at it, and the only thing now is to plant garlic in here, which I'm gonna do. And the ants don't really like garlic. I've never seen ants really ravage away at garlic, so that's the only thing I can really plant in here is the garlic, because I'm not going to take another chance, because I know there's an ant's nest below this on the ground, below the cardboard and stuff. So be careful when you put down cardboard and things like that and want to start a garden. It's better you put down hay or straw. So on to planting. Anyway, I'm going to keep this door shut because they still like their 30+ degree temperatures, and the chickens have done their job, the mushrooms have done their job, and the frogs are doing the job now of keeping the ants away. So, and you know, like when the rain comes, and the back garden has not been really successful, but it was the first planting, and planting in this area before. I've tried planting in this area before and I've gotten really nothing at all, and I did not really expect. I said there was only like a 20 to maybe 50% chance that I'm gonna get food in here. And even in the back bin, the ants went after the zucchini, and there was a big ant's nest on the other side on the back there. But I do like this irrigation system by CNOC off of Amazon, and I like this mist type and stuff like that, and when the wind comes it kind of blows it one way and it blows it the other way, and this is really good. But the only thing about this irrigation system is that the ones you buy off of Amazon is the end connectors. I've had problems except for King Dewey. King Dewey is the only one that has sent a proper connector, and I've had to make a pigtail here. I've had to go to a garden center and find one, and it did. And then this is off a Kleber, and then this Kleber one is off a pigtail here sort of thing, and it connects to this one. So I found a way, got really creative, and so I thought, well, if I make this pigtail off of this Kleber and a little bit of hose connection here with a clamp, and then put this, and I just kind of do the sway shift thing, and when I'm watering. So after I finish the greenhouse is done watering, then I do this. So I just kind of run this now 5 to 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes a day, just to keep the ground moist. And then that way it's still the hay and everything that's in this, and if it's seeded, maybe something will come up if the temperature changes, because I know I still put down red beets in some of the bins, and also onions too. And then there was a whole bunch of, and there was also carrots, and then there was also cabbage I put down and stuff, and it was coming. And for some reason or other, the weather, the July or August weather, it just got too hot, and it just killed off the seeds and the germination. So something to watch out for. So when you're planting with seeds, I just always have had success here in the greenhouse, because when you're planting seeds in a greenhouse, you get the proper germination. But for some reason or another, with the tomatoes and the Zucca Lungo, I just had phenomenal success, and those seeds, they just grow themselves. So anyways, we'll go down to the natural garden, and I do want to get onto planting, because the natural garden has been really successful again, which I really like. And I'm thinking, well, I'm gonna do zucchini in there today, and I'm gonna cover it with plastic. So the natural garden just does its own thing. I just throw the seeds down in here, and this big pile from these trees up here, from these trees I cut down on this big mist pile here, and then I put down a dozen pumpkins, and 3 came up. So 1, 2, and 3 pumpkins, and then I also put down, was it like 10 butternuts or something like that, and only 1 came up because it's the way that the morning sun is shining down here. But I think these ones are going to survive, and the tomatoes, well, are kind of iffy if they're going to survive or not. But if I get 5 or 6, if I get 6 pumpkins, nice good sized pumpkins, then that will pull me through the winter, because I'm not much of a pumpkin eater, but I do like the vitamin A and stuff like that. So I do like to make the soups, and that, like the pumpkin soup. So 1 pumpkin every 2 weeks, and possibly put some in the freezer and have pumpkin all winter, which is nice. And I've also had pumpkin just left it in my house in the winter time, because there's areas in my house that are just freezing cold, and because I don't have the insulation, I just left it there sort of getting dusty, and then washed it off like 4 or 5 months later, and being able to actually eat pumpkin. So, you know, it's like I've harvested pumpkin here in October and ate the pumpkin in February. So no problem, as long as it doesn't get moist. So I think I will put the zucchinis down here today, and then the sun is already setting, so, but it's just me. I'm just gonna throw the seeds down here, and then we'll see exactly what happens with the zucchini. If it does go, because the morning sun is still here, and I was standing here watering today, and it was around 29-30 Celsius. It might go. I might need to put some plastic sheet down in here. And I still got 1 last fig on my farm here, which is been eaten now, where the chickens have been jumping up here. So I'll give that to the chickens. And the chicks are slowly moving themselves. I moved 1 chicken to here today, and then I got 5 more. So there's 11 chicks in here now, and I got 5 more still in the brooder, which are not the size, which they will still probably go through the fence. And Lottie likes to watch them all day long. So they're being really busy. They're getting big. Some are now getting into the stock type, which are ready to be sold. So anywhere around 2 months time, if you have a chicken, you know, this is where most people around here, they sell them after 2 months, but I'm gonna keep them for egg laying. And some may be turkeys, some may be roosters. So I'm gonna find out now in the next week or 2 which ones are roosters and which ones are hens. So the chickens were in here today. They kind of like to do their thing, and then this is, I just kind of, in the morning time or some other time when I get around to it, I just clean up and then fill up my bins here. And these bins have been successful. It's just the ones in the back, maybe it's the sunshine or the time of day or something or other, that nothing has been able to grow, or it's just not, I've not seeded at the right time, sort of thing. So, but they're down there now and they're looking around. So they're in my pumpkin. Got to get them out of here. Come on, out. out, 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 get out, 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 out. Come on, out. As long as I get Hunzy, I can go. A big storm is coming. Out. Okay. So they're coming now because Hunzy's over there. They always follow the rooster. Oh. Come on, sweetie. Hop, 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 hop. Let's go. Come on. You can go down there too. They're just picking away. There's lots of variety and things to do. So last of the figs here. I'm gonna eat possibly my last fig here on the farm, which is really good. Goodbye, figs. See you next year. It's been a great season. I must have eaten over 400 figs at least. A few figs every day for 4 months, 5 months. And get on to planting. So here we go. I've just got my ramp here. This will only take like 5 minutes. And my wheelbarrow here, I've got the black from the hen house, the hay that I kind of collect in big black garbage bags, the heavy kind, and I leave them in I fill up those things with the hay, and I fill them up and I let them compost in the garage for anywhere up to from a month to 5 months. Sometimes over the winter I'm not planting, so I get a big collection of hay, and it just composts itself. And then from the front of the hen house today, I just have some chicken straw, some chicken mist here, which I've been using last 3 weeks. I've not really planted much, so I'm going to use that. I'm just going to dump it in my bin here. Set my wheelbarrow up there. I love these pallets. I'm just going to dump it in here. Give it a good shake. So we're really no tiller method of planting, no gasoline, nothing, just using hay. That's it. You know, like some people, they take out the roller tiller, they spend time, they mucking around with their roller tillers, trying to get the roller tiller going, the blades not sharpening, all this sort of thing. As for me, I just do this, and then 5 minutes I'm done. I watched the farmer trying just to set up his garden with a farm tractor and everything, and all the time he spent just to get a package of seeds in the ground, you know. And this setup, I mean, to get the wheelbarrow in the bin was about 8 minutes, I guess, and then to get a little bit of this compost, a couple minutes, and just mix it all up. So about 10 minutes of mixing in the barrel. So I'm going to give this a try anyway. I'm going to put some fennel down. And if that doesn't work, we can use some in the greenhouse. So, got some fennel now done. And I'm going to hold back some seeds just in case. And then I'll plant later on, because I got enough. And I want some onions, which I showed before, which is these ones of the red onion. And I planted onions before with the fennel, and it's been pretty good. I like to sometimes plant in combination, so if one or the other doesn't go, I'm gonna get something from one or the other. So red onion, and I'm gonna hold some back too. And the dogs are now waiting to go for their walk, which is okay, they can wait. They're not gonna die. I'm just going to spread these onions in here. We'll hold back a few onions. And then I have some brown onion, which I really like. I don't like the ones in the supermarket for some reason. The brown onion, every time I get them, I've bought them before, they've been ugly, mushy. And when I get really nice brown onions here, red onion, I had white onions. So that's the thing, is that now I have white onions in the greenhouse, which is really nice. So I want to have a variety of onions, because when you're making salads or you're cooking and things like that, you need a variety of onion to cook. So I need a variety of onions. Okay, so that's good. So we got the brown onion there. And I need a little bit of water. Pour some old rainwater, some old rainwater, or water that's not been used for a couple of weeks to a month. I'm just going to water that in now. Root stout method of planting happening right here. And so there we go. Just give it a trickle. The only thing on my back garden is that I have this as more of a sprinkler type, and in the back garden it's more of a mess. So I'm wondering if the irrigation has to be different for seeds outdoors, because I've had success here And I think irrigation is a major, if you have automatic irrigation on your garden, it really affects the way the garden is going to grow. I think that is the thing. And that these are really shining, and they really like the sprinkler type of irrigation instead of the mist. And in my greenhouse, I've had the opposite, where they really like the mist, and they really like to grow in the mist. So I think it's a temperature thing, it's an outdoor thing. But it's always good to try and experiment. So they're planted. So I just need a little bit of a pitchfork here, or a shovel. And I'm just going to gather up some hay. To keep it nice and warm. Keep the seeds nice and warm here. So the seeds are going to germinate underneath the hay, and when the sprouts come, and when they come popping up, that's about it. So about 10 minutes to plant, and 10 plus kilos more of food. No tiller planting, and these bins are great, and I really love them. So okay, well, so that's a wrap for me. Still getting on. I'm chewing away at some firewood right now behind my back garden, behind my house here, these trees. So that's something. I'm getting tractor parts tomorrow. So have a whole bunch of stuff on my mind, but this is one thing out of the way, and I hope this works, especially with these temperatures right now. But anyways, this is Tony Alati Casa Esmeralda. If you have not liked and subscribed to my channel, please do like and subscribe. Send me some comments, send me some questions. Please do like and share. If you have other gardening tips to like and share, or have inspired you to go outside and to go and plant, and maybe, as I say, you're a senior and you can't really, your mobility is not very good and things, all these things, this is one method of planting without any machinery, where anybody, even a child to a very old person, can plant in their own garden. So okay, so take care. I wish you all the best in your autumn plantings and sowings, and hopefully you do get some nice food. So, and okay, so bye for now.